Hey guys, what's up? This is some more Hyrule Warriors. This is the fourth mission in Legend mode, and we're playing as Lana because she had the element that was suggested for this part. I read some reviews. I don't know much about the story other than how far I am, but I started reading some reviews just to see what other people's opinions were on the game. Obviously, Jim Sterling loved it because he's a big Dynasty Warriors fan. But some of the stuff, one I read in particular, kind of bugged the shit out of me because I think the reviewer got the wrong impression as to what to expect from this game. And I can't remember who it was now, or even the website. It was just something like one of those things that I was browsing and I came across it. And it wasn't like a real big website, like it wasn't Kotaku or IGN or anything like that, but they were pointing out that the combat system was shallow and it wasn't a true entry into the Legend of Zelda franchise and blah 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 blah. And I'm reading this and like I said, all I could think was I don't think you understood the point of this game, because even Nintendo is like, this is not a proper entry into the Zelda franchise. This is more like a celebration of the Zelda franchise. You know, I mean, it wasn't meant to be like an Ocarina of Time, a Twilight Princess, or anything like that. Like, it's not a major installment into. It's not even in the canon. It doesn't take place in the official timeline anywhere. And the combat system, I don't think it's that bad. Now, keep in mind, I didn't play Skyward Sword, so I can't speak for that entry, but this guy was saying that, like, this game, compared to past Zelda games, the combat's shallow and nowhere near as deep as the combat in previous entries in the franchise. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't recall the combat really being that deep, you know? I mean, not like we're talking Devil May Cry style combat here with all these combos and everything like that, and that just kind of struck me as odd that was something to point out. Truthfully, buying more attack badges, I think the combat in this game might be slightly deeper. Or very much deeper. Granted, the combos are your basic X or Y, no, B, Y, Y, yeah, B and Y combinations. I'm still getting used to the Wii U control layout, because only Nintendo makes you, or shows you that B comes before A, and Y before A. But, yeah, anyways, as I was saying, I think that as you buy more attack badges, the combat in this game, to me, seems deeper than at least Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time. And I'm not saying the combat in those games is bad, but it's not, like I said, it's not this big, sophisticated third-person brawler or anything like that. So I don't know. I think people were expecting something completely different than what they got, and as far as what I could tell from the pre-release materials, everybody was pretty upfront with what about, you know, they weren't cherry picking facts and trying to pull the wool over her eyes, because essentially from the moment it was announced, I basically knew it was going to be Dynasty Warriors with Legend of Zelda characters, and like I said, I'm not sure what people were expecting. But then again, you know, to each their own. I'm not saying anybody has to like something or dislike something. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's what makes this industry great, is everybody does have their own opinions. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I just think that maybe they had preconceived notions about what they should expect. The other thing I've seen cropping up a lot, and I know, I poked fun at it in the last video, but some of the character designs, I know a lot of people were, like I said in the last video, a lot of people were giving shit because of Link's scarf. And man, the Zelda design is very unpopular. Like I said, I like it. Like I said, I poked fun about the bare thighs, but it doesn't really bother me. I just thought it was kind of funny. But if you look at her in this game, she's probably the most practical version of herself ever in the series. She's got armored boots. She's got these plates hanging off of her belt that kind of cover like her lower hips and the top of her thighs. She's got armored bracers, armored shoulder pads, and she's got, granted it doesn't cover the whole top, but she has a piece that comes down. I would imagine it connects the shoulder pads together, but it comes down and her chest is armored. So I mean, like, for the most part, all of her vitals are pretty well covered. You might be able to stab her in the kidney or something, but there's been worse designed princesses in fantasy games. Now, I don't know, maybe they think I don't know, since she's not like the traditional Zelda look, that there's something wrong with that, but I don't know. Like I said, I think to me, she kind of blends that old school, like Captain N and Legend of Zelda cartoon from the late 80s with the look that she has in just about every 3D game that she's been in. So I really actually like her design in this game. Now, I can see where the complaints that are being leveled towards Lana and Sia are coming from. Those two characters, being original characters for this game, are very much Team Ninja characters. You can tell just by their design. Other than well, Lana doesn't have the huge basketball-sized boobs that Team Ninja usually gives their women, and even, I mean, I'm not offended by that. I thought Lana looks kind of like how her personality comes across. Now, Sia, I don't know. Like I said, I understand where people are coming from, but I mean, I don't care. She kind of stands out amongst the rest of the cast because she's so different. And when I seen her, I was quite surprised to see a character looking like that in a Nintendo game. But, like I said, to each their own. She has quite a bit more bits that she can get stabbed in, though, than Zelda does. So, like I said, I mean, the design is kind of goofy for this game, and when put in the context with the designs of the other characters, I think Sia stands out as more of a sore thumb than Lana does. Like I said, Lana's character, she's from the waist up, I guess you could say it's skimpy, but she's not like, at least to me, she doesn't come across as like the overtly sexualized like Sia does. But I mean, I didn't make the game, and I guess I can't talk about that because then I get kind of sort of in the spoiler territory because I'm farther in the game than this video. We'll just leave it at that for now. And I kind of got off the rails on this real serious talk. That's kind of weird. But now getting back to the characters' designs, I think everybody looks pretty cool, and even the way some of the enemies were redone looks pretty badass. I think they put a lot of work into keeping that traditional look, but also making them their own. Oh, I take it back. Zelda did have pauldrons and Twilight Princess, but that was all she had. There'll be some fades here and there because there's some long treks, and it took me, I think I spent like 40 minutes on this mission, so I'm going to cut out some of the as much of the BS that I can that doesn't interfere with what's going on. So basically, like any stretch where I have to go from halfway up the map all the way back down to the bottom, I'll cut that stuff out and try to make this video a little shorter so it's not like going to the movies. But oh, yeah, I did have fun playing this level with Lana's, whatever the book's called, because it was quite different from Link's, the two styles that I used with Link and Impa and the giant blade. And I went back later and played some of the free mode with the characters. And Sia is quite fun to use with her scepter whip thingy. And then Lana, I used the spear, and it was kind of cool. It was kind of annoying because she has this slingshot attack in one of her combos, and it's very punishable if enemies are close to you when you do it. So I wasn't real fond of that. But I gave Sheik a shot, and I really enjoyed using Sheik. So I think levels that the recommended element lines up with Sheik, then I think that's who that'll be the character I'll roll for those levels, because her fighting style's quite it's quite fast, and it's fun, just the way the combos string together and everything like that. So I can see myself using that character a lot, and I don't know if I'm not going to upload the entire adventure mode, because adventure mode's quite long by the looks of it. So I just might do a couple here and there, or I might just use that footage to talk over for other PTs. But adventure mode is pretty neat. It's holding my interest. Some of the challenges are kind of a pain in the ass, but so far it's fun. All in all, though, I think when I get paid, I might break down and shell out for the season pass, get the other characters, and give them a whirl. And I think there's adventure mode bits for it, and I know in the Master Quest pack, or maybe that's the name of the season pass, whatever the first pack is that came out, it gives more legend mode scenarios. I think you get to see it from the perspective of the characters that are in the pack. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did read that you play as Sia and you recruit. It shows her like recruiting Volja and the Wizaro and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of neat to get a different perspective and a different view on how things happen. But so far, I mean, the game is touching every one of those Zelda nerd bones that I have, and as much as I hate to say it, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, didn't hold my interest as long as I thought it would, because the end game just isn't, it's not as strong as I was thinking. Well, I don't think a lot of people were prepared for how weak the end game was compared to the first two. And I see people saying, like, Borderlands 2 had weak end game until the DLCs came out, but it didn't. But all in all, quite happy with the purchase. I needed a reason to dust off my Wii U and so far this is working out pretty good. I'm getting quite anxious to unlock more characters, and then it'll be interesting to see who all the downloadable characters will be, but I'm telling you, I'm still holding out hope that one of them is normal Midna. If not, then I'm going to be perturbed. But I've been trying to think too, like going back through the characters that have been in the games that don't pop up in this game, like who they would use, and I'm not sure who's left. I think it'd be funny if they trolled and put like Link's uncle from A Link to the Past in it. But let's see. Yeah, there's not even really rumors going on about who's coming out. If you get the bundle, you get Dark Link. It's just a costume for Link, though. And then you get, in the Master Quest pack, you get Epona, a new scenario, which I think is the Seers scenario that I was talking about. New adventure mode map, which comes with a series of new 8-bit weapons for select characters, as well as a recolor alt costume for all characters. And then 2 new costumes, pre-corruption Sia and Lana variations. Where Sia apparently is a little bit more modestly dressed. But I guess they'll probably be themed with the different names of the packs. So hopefully, like I said, the Twilight Princess pack will have my human Midna. Because I don't think the way her character model's done, I don't think they could make it a skin. We'll see. The Majora's Mask pack has 2 new characters, though. Hopefully they'll put out the pre-order costumes. This, okay, I'm gonna rant for a minute. Pre-order costumes piss me off. Because I hate that shit where if you pre-order this edition from Amazon or this edition from Best Buy or the GameStop edition or whatever, then you get a certain costume. And then that's on top of retailer-specific costumes. And not just costumes, DLC in general. Just, oh, does that irritate me. I hate this pre-order culture that we're in. And sometimes I won't pre-order a game just because I think it's bullshit that they're going to put something like that in it. But to break it up like that amongst all these different retailers, I think is just garbage. And I place the blame squarely on the retailers because I don't think the developers are like, hey, Amazon will give you this, and Best Buy will give you this. But I do blame the publishers and the developers for going along with it. They could very easily just be like, no, but they don't. And then this was the boss I was talking about being excited to see return. Manhandla was the boss of a couple palaces in the original Legend of Zelda. Not quite as big of a pain in the ass, though. You could pretty much wipe them out with 1 or 2 bombs, depending on how good you were with your bomb placement. Which is why I'm surprised that the boomerang is what you have to use. But then again, in traditional Zelda fashion, the weapon you find in the level is the weapon you need to use on the boss. Which is funny, the original Legend of Zelda was created in the way it was because Miyamoto wanted people to communicate, and the game could be completed in any order, theoretically, within reason. You did need the flute to get to Palette 6, I think. I think it was Palette 6, I can't remember. You needed the raft and so on and so forth, but for the most part you could go your own way about it, whereas subsequent games were very specific in the order that you had to do the palaces in. I think for the most part you could switch Palace 1 and 2, maybe 3 in the first game, but beyond that, there really wasn't a whole lot of out of sequence you could go. Now granted, you could make it to Ganon, but you couldn't without a sword, but you couldn't kill him. Hell, I think, if I remember correctly from my Zelda trivia, I think when the game was, the original game when it was first made, you actually started the game with the sword, but players didn't know where to go. So Miyamoto, his response to that was by taking the sword away from you and putting it in that cave with the old man. This part's kind of slightly annoying. I don't know if it's random or not, because I forget what stock I killed that made him reappear in this particular instance, but in my second trip through here to level up a character, the first stock I killed made him reappear, and actually I think it was the second time through, it was the one that if you're looking at the map right now, it's all the way to the left in that like horizontal rectangle. So we'll have to see in this video which stock makes him pop back up, if it's that same one or not. So I take that back. It might have actually been the second stock I killed the second time I went through here, but I can't remember. I like this boss battle music. It is one thing that's always been consistently awesome throughout the Zelda series, is the music. So, okay. So it was that one both times, so it must not be random. See, you didn't need any of that. You got an upgrade since 1986. No. When the hell did the first one come out? 87? Can't remember now. Anyways, he's a little tougher. Oop, cutscene. Oh, come on, that's gotta be... That's Ganon talking to her. I do like the cinematics. The CG scenes are pretty impressive. Just... Then they're killed with the whole reading thing. Not that I mind reading, but, just... Still can't figure out why they just can't put voice acting in this game. And excuse me. I like how they tied the different universes together to sort of explain why all these characters are here. That was kind of cool. It's like kind of going with the whole string theory of the Zelda universe, since there's already basically 3 timelines. So actually, for all intents and purposes, this game could coexist with the established timeline, just outside of it, like a 4th timeline, where I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they ever make a sequel to this. It'd be cool if they did, but you know, this could be a one-off thing. Who knows? But if they make a sequel, I'd play it for sure. They got a better chance of me playing a sequel to this than they do of me playing a Dynasty Warriors game. But we're gonna wrap it up here after this cutscene ends, and then we'll continue on in the next video. So, like always, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye guys.
Sia had already claimed the Triforce of Power. From Link, she stole the Triforce of Courage. The Triforce of Wisdom was the birthright of the royal family of Hyrule. Yet Sheik bore it when Sia attacked. Once Sia possessed all the pieces of the Triforce, she used its incredible power to bend time and space and open doorways through the ages. Portals to 3 eras appeared. Lana explained to the others that a Gate of Souls had been opened in each of these eras, and it was through these gates that the monsters came. By opening these gates, Sia had released the fragment of evil spirit imprisoned in each of the other eras. The task before the heroes was therefore to travel through each portal and close its gate. Once all the gates were closed, they could begin repairing the damage Sia had inflicted on their land. With time growing short, Link and his allies split up to handle all 3 gates simultaneously. They each vowed to close their gate and return safely.